Hey guys, Pro1701 here, and today we are going to be talking about which master I think is the most underrated of all of the TV masters. And we won't be discussing the Big Finish one, this will be from the TV ones. But before I go into that, I want to talk about a video that I just made exclusive for my patrons on Patreon, and the video that I just made for them is I did a video ranking the masters from worst to best, the TV masters, not the Big Finish ones, but the I believe it's 8 from Classic Who, the TV movie, and the modern series, from worst to best. That is a patron exclusive video. I'm sure that's one of the things I get from people sometimes is, hey, I want you to rank the masters, rank the doctors, rank the TARDISes. You know, some of the ones that most people want to get a Who-tuber's opinion on. But I wanted to give a really good video for my patrons, my way of saying, you know, thank you to them, and that seemed like a good one. It is available at my $10 tier and up. I have 5 tiers, a $2, a $5, a $10, a $15, and a $20. That is available at the $10 level and up. And it's just under 25 minutes long. If you're interested in hearing my thoughts on ranking the masters, there is a link to my Patreon down in the description below. Please check that out. There are other things that my patrons get, behind the scenes stuff. I have a couple videos I want to talk about, you know, life updates, stuff like that, behind the scenes things, showing off some of my collection and stuff like that, and just other bloopers and outtakes and all that fun stuff. So if that's something you're interested in, or if you just want to hear my thoughts on how I rank the masters, check that out. But today we are going to talk about the master I think is the most underrated, and one that probably, excuse me, probably ranks higher on my list than most people's, and that is Eric Roberts' master from the TV movie. A lot of people really generalize his master, like, you know, he's hammy, he's over the top, he's campy, and I think that's a very generalized blanket statement. I actually find his portrayal of the master very nuanced at times, and again, he acts different at different times in the story, but I think it makes kind of sense. He is on a body that's unfamiliar to him, and it's not even like a regenerated body, it's a human body, which he's probably not used to. Like at the beginning, I love that scene at the beginning when he's talking to the nurse or the receptionist with his fingers on the glass, and he seems almost zombies-like. The man, where are his things? The Asian child, and he pulls the piece off. You know, he seems very alien there. Whereas later in the story, he doesn't quite seem like that. But the story actually mentions this later when he meets Lee in the TARDIS, and he's like, Bruce, right? And he goes, I am not Bruce. It took me a little while with the walking and the talking, but I am not Bruce. See, it actually takes that into account there and explains why he's a little off right when he first gets Bruce's body. He's having to adjust and adapt and learn to get it to work the way he needs it to. I like a lot of the scenes. I like the fact his master has a companion. I think that's neat to see the master have a companion. I kind of like their dynamic at times. It has some humorous moments. You kill me. You want me to kill you? I love that. I don't know how to go any faster. We are in an ambulance. I love that. Now, there are a couple times where his voice is, get it off, get it off. It's a little cringy. I think some of that is the directing, though. And yeah, it gets a little hammy when he's like, I always dressed for the occasion. But that could be the director. I really love, and this is what really sells me on him, and sells me on McGann, actually, is at the end there, when McGann is chained up to the machine, the conversation they have, when they're talking back and forth. That is gold. I love that. It's not only my favorite Eric Roberts scene as the master, it's my favorite Paul McGann scene of anything I've seen Paul McGann in. And I love Night of the Doctor more than I do the TV movie. Don't get me wrong, Night of the Doctor's amazing, and I really like the TV movie. But I just love that scene when they're going back and forth off each other. And he talks, I've wasted all of my lives, all of your lives. Didn't you tell him I'd stolen your lives? Lee, this is my TARDIS, this is my body. I love that. McGann is on fire there. What do you know about death? More than you! I love that. More than you. That's my favorite line I ever hear McGann say. More than you. I love it. I get pumped just thinking about it. But I really love that one scene right when Lee figures out what's going on. He's like, open the eye. And he's like, no, you lied to me. And you see Eric Roberts turn and look at McGann with that look on his face like, and then it immediately cuts to that sly smile. Lee, I would never lie to you. I would only protect you. I love that. In two parts. One, when he turns around and looks at McGann, you can see the anger and irritation and frustration, all of that on his face. Without him saying anything, you just see it on his face. He's trembling slightly. He's like, when he just looks at McGann like, you mother... Eric Roberts does that beautifully. And then the way it just completely cuts to that facade of, you can just see he makes up his mind to kill Lee right there, like that. You just see his face. Lee, just like that. That is very nuanced acting. That is amazing. That's why anytime people are like, Eric Roberts is so campy and over the top, he's not a good man. I'm like, and I don't know why they talk like that. But Eric Roberts, he's so campy and over the top. I'm like, are we watching the same movie? Perhaps he has campy moments, yes. But overall, that one scene right there really does it for me. But I like, again, the scene at the beginning with the nurse. I like that. When him and Lee are talking in the TARDIS, I like that. I think he does that scene really well. I'll be. The TARDIS really likes you. He's actually genuinely surprised by that. Genghis Khan, that was him. There's something very amusing about when the camera is like in profile to the two of them. That was him. Also, yeah, I like that. There's something really amusing about it because we know he's lying. The Doctor is happy. I really like Eric Roberts in those scenes inside the TARDIS. I think they're really, really good. So I really enjoy that. But yeah, that final scene. Now it gets a little hammy at the end with a life is wasted on the living and him lunging at it. Yeah, but again, I don't know how much of that's Eric Roberts and how much of that's the director and the cinematography. But when Eric Roberts is on it, he is on it. He definitely has. The problem is people only remember the campy moments. They don't catch the nuanced moments. I think a lot of people see the TV movie once, especially more casual fans. They don't really go back to it. So that's just kind of what sticks in their mind. The outfit he's wearing, I always dressed for the occasion. They don't think about the more nuanced moments. But for me, having watched the TV movie multiple times, I mean, I saw it when it first aired here in the U.S. in '96, and I've watched it many times since. I own it on DVD and Blu-ray. I've watched it multiple times. I pick up on these little things that really sell me on his master. I actually really enjoy his take, especially in reference to the modern series now. Because, before the modern series came out, I could see people judging his as the weakest because it's not quite in line with some of the classic masters. But for me, especially in the modern series, where the master is portrayed as more unhinged, crazy, the beating in his head, to which all of the masters in the modern series, aside from that brief time we get from Derek Jacobi, I think that's how you say it, Jacobi, who actually feels very classic master-like. He's not done in that cool, calculating Delgado style in the modern series. He's more unhinged, crazy, which works to varying degree. Missy's great at it, whereas Sim's master is, that's more selective. It depends on really where you look at Sim's master, since all three of his appearances he's different. But I think comparatively, with those in the mix now, I think you can have a good reappraisal of Eric Roberts' master, because his master is far more in line with the classic series masters than the modern series masters. So if you want a master that clicks more like a classic master, Eric Roberts' master might be more appealing to you than, say, potentially a modern series master. So it's just a thought. I was kind of curious what other people would think about that. So comment down below and let me know what you think of Eric Roberts' master and what you think in relation to what I've said. I'm always interested if my videos make people kind of sit back and go, Because I'm not here to necessarily change anybody's mind. I'm certainly not here to tell anybody they're wrong. I'm not here to invalidate anybody's opinions in any of my videos. But I always like to try to, instead of just having an opinion, saying my opinion and moving on, I like to give a constructive, objective, I don't want to say argument, reasoning for why I think the way I do. It's usually the points in my videos a lot of times. It was when I'm giving my thoughts on, like for instance, when I did my review about why I think the 13th Doctor fails. That's like a 40-minute, 36-minute video. But I tried to give constructive reasoning to where even if someone doesn't agree with me, they stop and at least ponder on it and think about it. I think at the end of the day on my videos, if I can make someone who, even if they disagree with me, if I can make them sit back and go, you know what, fair enough, I can see your reasoning and I respect that, then I feel like I have done my job. I feel like I've done what I set out to do. I'm not necessarily trying to make someone agree with me, but I want them to at least be able to sit back and respect my opinion. I think that's a good way to do it. So I'm curious if this video has made you rethink anything on the TV movie master. So comment down below and let me know. I always enjoy hearing from you guys. Other things to do: click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications so you never miss out on another video. I also have a Patreon, as I mentioned earlier. There's a link to that down in the description below. If you would like to know how I rank the masters from worst to best, that is available for anyone at the $10 tier or up. There are, like I said before, other great things there as well. If you're interested, take a second and check it out. I want to give a shout out to one of my new patrons, Alice Collins. It's very nice to have you. I appreciate you joining. I hope you're enjoying the channel and the patron content as well. And a special shout out to the 5th Doctor, who is my first top tier patron. I really appreciate that. And a thank you to all of my other patrons as well. And a thank you to all of my subscribers as well. Most importantly though, thank you for watching.